From sea to shining sea, America's favorite uncle, Bumpkin Bob.
Hey y'all, this is Bumpkin Bob coming to you from the Bumpkin Media Studios here in Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Took a little trip this week. We were doing some filming for the Bumpkin Bob Show and happened to pass a electric co-op main office. And it's just, I got to thinking about this. It's been on my mind. I'm going to throw it out there. Those of you that know, my dad worked for the electric co-ops and retired from the electric co-ops. I personally worked for the electric co-ops for 13 years. And here's my deal, because this is going to tie into government also. I mean, we're going to cram a lot into this 15 or 20 minutes here. So stay with me and keep up. And this is not only for any particular group. This is for Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives, whatever you want to call yourself. This is for everybody. And I'm going to kind of use the co-op thing to tie this in together. You know, in an electric co-op, if you're a member, you're an owner. This is not an investor-owned type thing. And you elect from all these people that are members, you elect a board of directors. And the board of directors hires the managers. And the manager, you're going to have a main guy, and then he's going to have maybe some district managers, that kind of stuff. And then they're going to hire people to work in that office. Well, if that board of directors and those people that are working there do anything that does not is not directly a benefit on your electric bill or on your services, then they're costing you money. And that's a side note too. If you're a member of electric co-op and the employees come out there and treat you like shit, that is unacceptable. Okay? Because they work for you. It's a co-op. Excuse me. Had a little catch in my throat there. But there again, going back, and the reason it caught my mind is because this electric co-op had built a new main office, and it was this god-awful architectural bullshit design that I'm sure cost the members money to build. And they'll go, well, it's, a co-op's a non-profit, so we had the extra money. No, if you got extra money, it gets sent back to your members as capital credit on their electric bill, because that's what you're there for. You're not there to build yourself a 600, 700, 800 square foot office with your own private bathroom and draw in buku-doodles of money because you think you need that kind of salary. It's not what you're there for. And if that's what you're doing, then the members need to take control of that electric co-op. And they need to understand that the manager, this is not an investor-owned business where that guy running it owns it. That guy running it works for you. The members own it. And you can vote him out. You can vote board of directors out till they vote him or fire him. So you need to take your electric co-ops back. And you need to quit letting these people run it like it's an investor-owned business where there's money to spend on oodle-doodle, whatever bullshit you want. And then we're going to tie that into the federal government. And I'm telling you people right now, the road this country's headed down with their government is going to get us all in trouble. And it's like, we need to stand up now and think about who we're sending to Washington. When you're sending career politicians to Washington time and time and time again, they're up there voting themselves raises and benefits that the American people don't get and can't afford. Here again, and I don't mean to be pointing the finger at liberals, but these people that are calling themselves liberals or Democrats, y'all are electing them because they're saying they'll go up there and do all these special policies for you. And that's wrong. You can't do that. Now, here again, I think as a society, we have an obligation to take care of the disabled. And we have an obligation to take care of our elderly. And we have an obligation to take care of our children. But this shit of illegals drawing Social Security, that's bullshit. Not paying taxes for the first 5 years when you're over here, that's bullshit. There's a lot of things going on that's just bullshit. And people drawing welfare that are able-bodied people is bullshit because they're playing the system. And then they're voting to vote people in to be able to keep those benefits coming, because that's what they are. That ends up being a benefit. I even heard Democrats the other day in one city wanting to lower their voting age to 16. And the only reason they're doing it is because they want people that don't know any better to vote for them. And it's the things we're going down and the things we're doing. I'm really rambling today because I've been thinking about all this for a couple of days, and I got all these thoughts in my brain, and I'm just not focused on how to get them out there yet. We're going to keep talking about this a lot over the next few months because it's getting ridiculous. We got to quit sending career politicians up there voting themselves raises and promising people all these crazy programs just to get themselves elected. We have to get government out of things, not add more government to it. We're headed quickly towards a socialist country, and people, that's not what we want. I'm telling y'all, it's not what we want. Y'all just keep thinking that's where we need to be. For people like myself, I've heard for the last 30 years that by the time I get ready to retire, there won't be a Social Security program. Well, that's bullshit, because Social Security is not a benefit. I pay into Social Security. And by God, if I'm paying in, I should be able to collect from it. A benefit is when you don't do nothing. And let's talk about that shit. Here's something else politicians are saying. And I'm going to tell y'all my true feelings about this. Every time somebody says something about unemployment or welfare or food stamps or any other of the assistance programs, first thing politicians start, we're going to drug test people. Well, let me tell you what's happening there. The reason they want to drug test people is because their buddy owns a drug testing lab, and he's going to make millions of dollars off a bullshit test. The people that are actually doing drugs know how to get around those fucking tests. So those things stop nobody. Let me repeat that. They stop nobody. Do you understand that? The way to manage assistance programs is to make people that are using those programs have to show up for 30 hours of community service or 30 hours of work or 20 hours, whatever you feel like is appropriate a week. Because I'm telling you right now, people that just want a handout aren't going to show up to pick up trash or rake leaves. Not going to do it. That's the way you do that shit. Not by these bullshit drug tests. I'm telling you people, and I'm going to say this again. The only people that drug tests catch is nobody. They're useless. And the only people and the only reason they're doing it is because they've got a buddy that owns a drug testing lab that's going to make millions off the government doing bogus fucking drug tests. I just don't understand people's, it makes me crazy to hear that shit. And I'll tell you the truth. Most of the people that are doing drugs ain't working anyway. And they're not on those programs. Because that's even like work. You know, it's hard to be on a program when you're curled up in an alley shooting heroin. You're not going to even collect a check. You don't have no place to collect a check from. So that's bullshit. It's just bullshit all the way around. And I'm telling you, even if the people, you know, okay, well, these people, some of them have kids. Yeah, some of them, that's why they have kids, is to be on the assistance program. So you offer a daycare, and it's like, you know, if you got 500 people a day showing up at the county courthouse, whatever your county's, however many people's on welfare and food stamps or whatever in your county, you take part of them people and you do a big daycare. They bring their kids with them, they leave them in that daycare, and they go pick up trash for 20 hours, or they work in the daycare. You know, and especially the ones that don't have kids. Let them work in the daycares, because then they're not going to want kids. See what I'm saying? There's other ways of doing things. So what have we covered today? We've covered that I'm very pissed off about the way this country's being run. And it goes all the way back to stuff like electric co-ops. Let's just start there today and let's just deal with that. If you're a member of electric co-op, you need to go to meetings, you need to vote, you need to be informed, you need to know who your board of directors are. Hell, you need to run for the board of directors. Serve a term on your board of directors. You know, put your manager on the hot seat every time there's a fucking board meeting. Don't just let him skate through life giving himself raises and, you know, living the good life because he runs the your local electric co-op. That's bullshit. And on top of that, you know, make sure that the employees don't treat because you're not really just a customer, you're a part owner. So the employees that come out because you've lost a phase or whatever to your chicken farm, don't let them come out and treat you like shit. It's just ridiculous. Let me tell a story. I'm just going to tell a story and kind of lighten the mood up for the last little segment of this little podcast. Everybody knows my dad worked for the electric co-ops and started out as a lineman. I myself am a commercial electrician. I mean, it's kind of in our family. But my dad always said that the worst he ever got hurt, and I'm going to tell you that story, it was human error. I mean, most of the time when these things happen, they are human error. And the thing about it is when you're young and you're in the business and you're doing stuff, if you learn from it or not is what helps. At that time, and we're talking about in his early part of his career, when he bought a new pair of lineman boots, they came in with leather soles. They were ordering them, and he would have to go have rubber soles put on. Well, this particular pair, he hadn't took them to the boot shop yet, and had rubber soles put on, so they've just got leather soles on his climbing boots. Well, he was on call, got called out to a chicken farm that had lost power to one of their chicken houses. So he goes out there, and immediately when pulling up, he notices they've lost a neutral. They got, a single phase drop coming to a chicken house, so it's 240, two legs of 120, and then a neutral, and the neutral's burning too. So he pulls his bucket truck up and climbs on top of the bucket truck, just climbs on the roof of this building, grabs his butt splice and his splicing tools, and he goes up to make his splice. Well, he wasn't thinking, and he didn't pull the cutouts on the transformer. Reaches down, grabs both ends of the neutrals, doesn't have his rubber glove on, and what happened? Well, he became the neutral, part of the neutral. He became the butt splice, so to speak, in it. What saved him is when he fell, you know, he was on that slick roof, his boot slipped out from underneath him and he fell and slid off the roof and it pulled him out of it, basically. So that's our cute little job tale for the day. So be careful when you're splicing neutrals. And that any electrician or lineman will tell you, or electrician, the neutral hurts worse than the hot does on that 120 240 shit. Now the 7200 volts, the high voltage shit, it all hurts and it's all gonna kill you. But when you're dealing with the single phase 240, the neutral hurts worse than the hot does. So what have we learned today, folks? We've learned that government is corrupt and we need to watch who we're sending to Washington. And if you're a member of an electric co-op, participate in your co-op. You are an owner, not just a customer. And for that, this is Bumpkin Bob and we're out.